which comes from Martin. And I'm just checking that we've got Brother Matthew.
Yes, I'm here.
Next door through the glass. Sister Susie's not in the pub. She's in studio B25.
Yes.
I think. Okay.
Wow.
Wherever that is. Simon and Susie and the brother from another gutter, says Martin. I seek forgiveness for an event that happened in the mid-90s. You see, my partner and I decided to go for an impromptu curry at one of Bradford's finest curry restaurants. Bradford, of course, is synonymous for its curry houses. However, we chose to go to the finest curry house in Bradford. Indeed, may I be so bold as to say the finest in the country.
All right, here we go. Go on.
Okay. You're going to feel very hungry very, very shortly. Such was the excellence in their food, they once cooked for Princess Diana. That's how far up the pole they are. The restaurant, as you can imagine, was divine in its high standard of cuisine and presentation of its decor, its tables and its staff. The tables had magnificent white tablecloths, wine glasses and cutlery. All the waiters wore white shirts and black trousers, and nothing was too much trouble from the moment you walked in, unlike some of the less savoury establishments that I could mention. But fortunately, I'm not, and even if I had, you'd have taken it out.
Yes.
When you walked into this restaurant, there was a reception area where you could peruse the menu whilst imbibing a nice cold Kingfisher beer or two. And my partner and I, we leisurely discussed the menu. Plain rice or palau rice, always a tricky one. Prawn bhuna or vegetable biryani, lamb madras or chicken to piazza. It's tricky. We were sat facing the entrance as we discussed this, and this was the time that another couple entered the restaurant, and quite clearly the guy recognized me. Being polite, I acknowledged his presence, but for the life of me, couldn't remember who he was. This put me a little bit on the back foot because I couldn't recall him. Him, nod and smile. Me, nod, smile, no idea.
Right.
No.
We've all been in these situations. This set my mind racing as to who he was. Well, they decided, this couple, to go straight to their table. We followed soon after. We were shown to our table. We were seated directly behind them, such that I would see the back of the guy's head as I looked over my partner's shoulder. Who is this guy? I kept asking myself, driving myself crazy. We had a lovely meal anyway, a few more Kingfishers. There are other beers, but, the Kingfisher is working quite well. And all the while I was tormenting myself for the guy's name. Well, it quite quickly came to a head. In fact, everything seemed to happen at once. After our meal, my partner decided to powder her nose, and at the same instant, his partner decided to powder her nose. The smartly dressed waiters brought our blindingly hot towels, blast furnace hot, to wipe our hands and faces. It suddenly dawned on me I did know who it was. It was Nigel, and I hadn't seen Nigel for years. I used to go to school with him. What better way to let on than to creep up behind him and rub the fiercely hot towel in his face? Nigel! I exclaimed as I rubbed the towel in his face. You can imagine the shock and awe as the skin was peeling from his face. The unintelligible guffaws added to my glee. The harder I rubbed, the more shocked he was. Nigel, how are you? I held the flannel firm. No. Nigel writhed under my firm hand. I carried on pressing the soft cloth to his face. Must be 20 years.
Carrying on.
You haven't changed a bit. From under the towel about now, I just heard him cry, I'm not Nigel.
Obviously. Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Who the hell is Nigel? My name is Tony. Apparently it transpired he'd once run a pub, and that's how he recognised me, because I used to go into his pub every now and then to buy Kingfisher. It also came to light that he had just been released from hospital following a heart attack. Not a line that usually induces mirth, but anyway, it does in these circumstances. I could have brought on another coronary. I never saw Tony after that, so maybe it did. And I never saw Nigel, come to think of it. I trust they both had long and fruitful lives, but I do realise that I need to seek forgiveness for my misgivings, because clearly I made a horrendous faux pas, and I would like to ask forgiveness from Martin, formerly of Bradford, but now moved away. So let's check in then. Shocking story.
Yep.
Sister Susie from Studio B93.
Yeah, I've moved. I have to say, Martin, excellent use of the word imbibe. That you get a tick in my book from that. And you know what? It happens all the time in the pub. You get people come in, they remember you because there's only one of you, and you see hundreds of people in the pub, and you'll recognise them, and you'll be like, I know, I don't know their name. So I do feel for you, Martin. However, that was a bit mean. It was really, really mean. And
was it?
You didn't have to go that far. You could have just shouted over, waved and said, hello, Nigel, and he would have said, no, it's not Nigel, and that'd been fine. But no, you had to rub the towel in his face and cause a scene. So for that reason, I can't forgive you.
Nigel writhed under my firm hand.
Exactly.
Right. Well.
Not forgiven.
Brother from another guy.
Right. Let us down another avenue there. I happen to know the curry houses of Bradford rather well, but I've never heard of this one. Certainly,
well,
none
I
of them.
didn't name it.
Well, obviously not. But I've never been to one where they had white linen tablecloths and all of that. The cashmere, I remember going there. They're very good. Anyway, I'm going to say forgiven here because no harm done. I mean, apart from the heart attack, obviously. But everything else was fine. He was fine, and he got 2 goes at the towel, and the towel's the best bit, isn't it? So, all forgiven.
I love those towels. You have to tear off the little...
Yeah.
Oh,
lovely.
nice.